Well, good afternoon. Today is Friday, January 28th, my sister's second birthday. I told you the story that we always thought her birthday was the 28th until she started school. And then we found out it was the 25th. So I already sent her a happy birthday wishes for her second birthday. I'm trying to figure, I'm all askew again today. But we do have birthdays today. Today is Chelsea over at WV Running Dawn. Chelsea's birthday is today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chelsea. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday, Chelsea. It's also Maddie's birthday. I think, I could be wrong, but I think she's 11. Let me know, Maddie, because I don't want to put you too young, because I know you're anxious to get into the teens. I know I was. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maddie. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you both have a great birthday. I did a little bit of house cleaning this morning. I usually do it on Mondays, but I need to do a little dusting and vacuuming and things like that. So I did that this morning. I figured out my monthly budget for February. I have the money to pay it, but my money comes in at different times and my bills come in at different times, and so I can't do the automatic withdrawals because it depends on the day of the month that the money comes in, because like it'll come like the second Tuesday of the month. Well, that's not always the same date, like my Social Security comes on the second Wednesday of the month. So that doesn't, so it's just easier for me just to make the online payments myself. And I went to do my AT&T one, and it wouldn't take my password. And so I share my thing because my son has a Fire Stick. So I share it, and so I call him. I said, "Isn't my password?" I thought, "Am I losing it?" Because I even had written it down that I had that. And he says, "No, that's the same one I have." So I just forgot my password, used the exact same password that I thought it was, and it went through. So I was able to make my payment. So I did that, and then we've been having snow off and on all day. We just got a light dusting last night, so Jim went and used my favorite piece of equipment, the leaf blower. Oh, it just drives me crazy. Just to blow the snow because it was just so light, and he didn't want to use the shovel. And the snow blower, or not the snow blower, the leaf blower did work because it's just really light. But now it's kind of snowing a little bit heavy. We're nowhere near getting what they're getting for the nor'easter. We're nowhere near getting that. Or like I was watching Edie over at Edie's Adventures this morning, and she said they got I think she said 16 inches of snow. I think. I know it was a lot. Whatever it was, I know it was a lot. I'm just thankful that we've been missing all of the big snowfalls, because my man thinks that he's like 20 and he goes out there. Even though the neighbors will come over and help him, he won't let them. So he goes out there. And I know it's a snow blower, but it's still a little bit of exertion. You still got to push the snow blower, and you still got to breathe the cold air. But I can't convince, that man of mine, I can't convince him of that. So a lot of times I'll go out there to try to help him. And then he says, "You shouldn't be out here. You're too old." I'm a year younger than him. Although women have more heart attacks than men, they say. But not to brag, but I think I'm in a little bit better shape than Jim. Not much, but a little bit better than him. And then Danny called, and he's going to come over with, I think he's coming over with just Sebastian, or just Oliver today, because I think Sebastian's going to be with his mom today. Because I told you Danny and Shannon are divorced, and Oliver is, well, they're both his sons, but Oliver's his biological son. But they're both his sons, and they're both my grandsons. I don't care one way you look at it. Either way, they're both my grandsons. So I kind of miss, like every other week, I don't get to see Sebastian. I'm almost positive. Yeah, he was here last week because we're doing Mary's birthday dinner next Thursday. We're going to have a winter turkey dinner. We're having all the fixings. We're having a Thanksgiving meal for Mary's birthday on Thursday. And Christy works part-time at Boston Market helping Aaron, because Aaron is the manager of a Boston Market at 16 in Gratiot in Clinton Township, if you ever go there, or Metropolitan Parkway. That's the official name. Yes, the one time my uncle came, who lived here his entire life, but he moved to Florida, and he was down there for I don't know how many years. Not even Florida. I think he moved to Pontiac. Walled Lake. He moved to Walled Lake. And one time I was giving him directions to my house, and I told him to take 16 Mile, and he didn't remember what it was. Because, and then we're like really weird here in Michigan, because 8 Mile becomes Big Beaver, And then it has another name. I forget what it called. And at one point it's Baseline. And 15 Mile can turn into Maple. So it's just, if you're not familiar with the city, you can get really confused. You really can. But I love that nobody, like when you call for directions and that the automated voice calls it Gratiot. Because they don't call it Gratiot. Because we were founded by the French. So most of our street names are French. But, and the reason they call it like 8 Mile, 9 Mile, 10 miles, because it's exactly a mile between each one. So I guess they just did that as a pinpoint thing. Who's to know? But it just makes it easier because it kind of helps you to figure out, well, I'm just, if you have to go to 8 Mile and I live at 23, you just figure, I just got to go 15 miles. Just figure out the math. That's all you got to do. But like I said, Sebastian will be here for the dinner next week. So we're going to try that. And then Alyssa, I was talking to my sister Denise, and I think it was Dawn Ray that had told me, and if I have your name wrong, I'm sorry, because I'm almost positive it was Dawn Ray, had told me that lavender works to calm your nerves. And I know my sister is a really good believer in essential oils. Me, not so much. But I think that if your mind really believes it, that it's going to work. And if your mind doesn't believe it, it's not going to work. And which is true in weight loss. If you think you're going to do it, you're going to do it. And if you think you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. So, I mean, your mind is like, I think your strongest muscle in your whole body is my point. My thought is like, your mind can convince you of just about anything. And so, like my anxiety attacks, I was letting my mind take over all the dreaded things that could happen until I finally decided that I didn't want to live like that anymore and sought out some advice. But anyway, getting back to the oils. Denise has a bracelet where you put one of the beads, you put the little bit of oil in the bead, and then you rub the, Jim's package is here. And then you rub the oil on the bracelet itself, and then when you get like an anxiety and you get kind of tense, you just smell it and it's supposed to calm you down. And then if that works for her, I'm going to get her some that she can infuse in her bedroom while she's sleeping at night. So I'm willing to try anything to help her. And I will not be the skeptic. I will just tell her, and I know it's basically lying because I don't really believe in it, but if I think it'll work for her, I'll lie. I'll lie like a rug to just make sure that she feels a little bit better. I can tell you that because she doesn't watch my channel. But I just want what's best for her. And another thing too is Denise had brought up, which is true here in Michigan especially, or any place that doesn't get a lot of sun. Maybe she's got a little bit of a vitamin D deficiency and she should take some, she can't swallow a pill, but they do have vitamin D gummies. So maybe she could chew a gummy vitamin of a vitamin D. So I'm going to talk to her mom about that. But it's Friday, so I don't eat meat. Edie was talking about that too. She likes to go meatless. I don't do it for any other reason than my mother used to do it when we were growing up. And now I look back, I know it's just because it was just cheaper to have like an egg salad sandwich with some can of tomato soup or something like that. But my mother always made it with milk. So, of course, sometimes it was like, what do you call it? Powdered milk, Carnation instant milk. I was such a child that I tried to make money any way I could. And my brothers and sisters wouldn't drink their milk. And one of the rules was you had to drink all your milk before you left the table. And so I would charge them a dime to drink their milk. Because I could drink it. It wasn't that bad, but they would gag it down. Denise especially, because Denise has got a gag reflex like you wouldn't believe. So I'd make a little bit of money. They'd have to pay me on the side, and then they'd have to nonchalantly, which I know my mom and dad knew what was going on, but nonchalantly switch glasses with me, and I would drink their milk. Oh, and also another thing I used to do to make money on my brothers and sisters was, I had a car. They didn't. That was when my mother made me get the license, which benefited me because there was a little party store, and you could buy like one bottle of pop, but if you bought a 6-pack of pop, it was basically like getting 3 bottles of pop free. So I would take orders from my brother Michael, or not Michael, because Mike could go, he was old enough. I would take it from like my sister Sue and Pat and Mary and Denise. I would take the money for a regular bottle of pop, and then I would go and buy a 6-pack, and then I would have 2 bottles for myself, and I'd have a little bit of spare change. Always the entrepreneur. Always the entrepreneur was my thought. But they look back at that now and they say, you rooked us. You owe us money. I thought, oh, buyer beware. That's what I think. Buyer beware. So I'm going to go work on the puzzle a little bit. This is one of the hardest puzzles we've had. We had a pretty hard puzzle once, but this one I think is, because there's so much brown and purple in it. It's challenging, but we'll feel. Jim wants to, when we're done, he wants to mount it in on a, you know, like a canvas and put it in his workroom, gun room, whatever you want to call it. His man cave downstairs. So that's what we're planning on doing with that. Okay, I'll give you a video of whoever comes. As far as I know, it's just going to be Danny and Oliver, but if more come, I will let you know. Of course I will. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, for breakfast I'm going to have a waffle, some berries and a banana with my sugar-free syrup, cup of tea, and some orange juice. This is the log cabin. I usually get Kroger brand, but they didn't have any. So I got the log cabin, which is the same amount of points. And my orange juice people have been asking me about. I use 8 ounces of the cranberry juice, which is 0 points, and 8 ounces of the Simply. Make sure you get light orange juice for 2 points. So it comes out to a 16-ounce glass but this is really only a 14-ounce glass. But I have more of the ocean spray than I do the orange juice in it. But anyway, today is Friday, January 28th. I get 23 dailies. My quote is, our success is the result of what we do daily. For brunch, I have a half a cup of Kodiak waffle mix for 4 points. 2 points for my 8 ounces of orange juice. 0 points for my cranberry juice. 0 for my berries, bananas, tea, and... oh, I put the banana twice. Oh, well. And 1 point for a third of a cup of syrup. So it's 7 points. Okay, I thought I would show you my candy box that I got for Christmas. Well, I got something else in this for Christmas. I got a gift from my sister Barb. But I'm using this box because I'm going to show you my candy that I have. Look at all the candy I have. My cousin Lynn brought this for me. I haven't started eating it yet for Christmas from a friend of hers. And then I have an assortment of cookies and cream, Payday, my M&Ms, my Godiva chocolate, my Lindt chocolate, my caramels, my Hershey Kisses, some more M&Ms, some more M&Ms. But I think I'm doing really well and not going crazy on this because this has been since Christmas. So that's exactly 6 and 28, 34 days. I just have a little piece every once in a while just to kind of hold me over. 2 points. But sometimes that's all you need. Look at these warts. I've tried everything to get rid of them. I can't get rid of them. I've even tried clipping them off with I know, gross, with fingernail clippers. I've tried clipping them off with that. I've tried the stuff at the pharmacy. That doesn't work either. But there's a picture of me with my daddy when I was little, and with my mother and my grandma, Nana, in Boston. And that's one of my first pictures. Look at that haircut. You can tell my mother cut my hair. And then on my mirror, I just have friend Jeff. And this is at my nephew Mike's wedding. And then my friend Sue, my brothers. It's kind of glary. My brothers Mike and Pat. That's Pat. That's Mike. You know that. And Jim and I, when we were just first summer of dating at a wedding. And then with my sister Sue at her son Ricky's wedding. My mother's last birthday. And my dad with his, trying to get out of the glare. My dad with his brothers. He has 3 sisters too. And his mom. Plus my dad when he was in the Navy. In the Navy. Dot, 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 dot. Oh, you don't want to see my driver's license. And a skinny popcorn. Messy dresser. Well, let's go see what the boys are doing. And they caught them in the act.
No, you didn't.
Caught them in the act.
No, we're not doing anything.
Yeah, it looked like you were fighting.
No.
If you snitch, please don't snitch.
I'm not a snitcher.
So I'll say if you snitch real quick.
I'm not a snitcher. Dinner time. It's a 12-point dinner. 0 for my cauliflower, my spinach, my jello, my celery, my cucumber, and my tomato, and my tuna. 1 point for my extreme wellness wrap. 3 points for my 2 tablespoons of pepper jack cheese. 4 points for my ounce of crackers. 2 points for a tablespoon of Miracle Whip, and 2 points for 12 ounces of tomato juice. 12-point dinner. I ended up with 19. I still have 4 that are going to carry over. Well, Danny and the boys have left. Just finished eating my dinner, and so I wanted to make sure I get the video up. So I don't have any plans for tomorrow. Jim wants to go out to eat tomorrow night. So we're going to go to Applebee's, and so I'm going to have to find something healthy on the menu because I'm determined to have another loss this week. And I will. But if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, share if you think somebody might like to see it. As always, stay safe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.